Most people think that working at home would be an easy way to make a living. Getting up when you want, wearing what you want, making your own schedule. It all sounds pretty cushy, doesn't it? But in reality, working from home can present some unique challenges, and you really can't work in your pajamas. To work at home effectively, you will need to set up a functional workspace, structure your day efficiently, learn how to manage your time in a very different environment, and develop ways of communicating that you may not be used to. You will also have to make sure that you pay attention to maintaining your personal wellness, things like taking periodic mental breaks, staying away from the refrigerator, and getting regular exercise. Fortunately, there are some helpful guidelines that you can use to accomplish all of this with the least pain possible, and set yourself up to work effectively and efficiently from home. The first step in getting yourself set up to work from home is to create an area that you will use as your home office, a place that will be separate from your personal life. If you already have an office at home, you're all set, but many of us don't, so you may need to look for a place that you can use as one. Ideally, it should be away from normal traffic areas, in a room with a door that you can shut to close off distractions, and a place where once it is set up, it can stay that way. Keeping your workspace separate is also important to maintaining a balance between your work and home life, which is vital to keeping you happy, healthy, and productive. Candidates for your home office can be places like an extra bedroom, a space in the basement, or a seldom used dining room. Once you decide where your home office will be, you will want to get it furnished. Things that you may need include a desk or table, a comfortable and supportive chair, a computer, office supplies and equipment such as paper, file folders, pens and pencils, paper clips, and a stapler. You will also want some shelves or a filing cabinet where you can keep your papers and supplies so that they are organized, easily accessed, and visible. A couple of good-sized boxes will work in a pinch. It's also important to create a place that makes you both physically and mentally comfortable. So set up some pictures and bring in a couple of small plants, just like you would in your space at work. Remember that housekeeping will be essential. You want to be able to start and end your workday with your space neat and orderly. And while it would be nice to be able to keep the area off limits to other people in the house, they may need to use the computer when you are done for the day. So you will want to finish your filing and move any work in process off your desk when you close up each day. After setting up your home office, the next thing you will need to do to prepare yourself for working from home is to determine how you will structure your workday. Having structure to our day is more important than you might think. Without it, we tend to lose track of what we actually need to accomplish. Priorities get scrambled, and we often forget about deadlines altogether. If you will be there alone, keeping as close to your normal work routine as possible will make the transition to working at home less jarring. Get up at the same time you usually do. Shower and put on your work clothes. You can be a bit more casual than you might be if you were going into work, but dressing in your pajamas is not a good idea. Eat breakfast as you would if you were going to the office. If you are used to working from 8 to 5 with an hour for lunch, try to make that your schedule at home too. When you get to your desk, do the first things that you were used to doing at work as well. Pour a cup of coffee. Check your email and voicemail. Pull out the materials that you will be working on that day. Anything that you can do to approximate what you normally do at the office will help you start to focus on work. Even though you're at home, things like this act as triggers that signal your brain that it really is time to start your workday. There will be some things that aren't totally under your control, just like when you are working from your at-work office. Many of them involve other people, who may or may not be working at home as well. So schedule any conference calls, video conferencing, and other collaborative activities as far in advance as possible. Be sure to build periodic mini breaks into your day too. It will help to stand up and stretch your legs or take a quick walk to refresh and recharge now and again. Of course, many of us will be sharing our home with others, which can complicate things significantly. So be sure to sit down with them, explain the situation, and go over the ground rules that will need to apply while you are working from home. Usually other adults get it pretty easily. However, you may need to schedule some interruptible windows in your day when you are available to talk with them about personal things. But making sure they recognize that you need large blocks of work-only time is essential. Having children in the house with you can be a whole other story. It can be hard for them to understand that even though you are at home, it's not playtime. So you will need to structure your interactions with them as much as possible. Talk with them about what is happening and why you will need periods of alone time in your office. Set specific times when you will take a break from your work to play, watch TV with them, or just talk. If they are in school and come home for lunch, eat your lunch then too. If they get home from school in the afternoon, take a break to see how their day went. It will help to maintain as much of their normal schedule with you as possible. Keep meal times the same. If you typically help them with homework at 7:30 in the evening, adhere to that pattern. Knowing that you will be available to them at times that they are used to can help them to leave you alone when you are working. A good reminder to children and adults alike that you are on the job is to post a sign on your office door, advising them of your schedule and the times when you can be interrupted if necessary. If you also have to take care of the kids when you are at home, it can be a good idea to talk with friends and neighbors who might be juggling the same things. Perhaps you can share the child care duties, one of you taking both sets of kids in the mornings, the other taking the afternoons, or alternating days. If you will need to take the kids to appointments, play dates, or other activities, try to schedule them around the workday that you've established. If that's just not possible, you may need to work odd hours into your routine. It's amazing how productive you can be between 8 and 11 p.m. When it's time to wrap it up at the end of the day, make sure you really go off duty. Develop a routine of putting things away and straightening up, so your brain has some reminders that work is over until tomorrow. While it's easy to get distracted working at home, it can also be easy to work too much, since your office is always right around the corner. When you are working at home, it's more important than ever to be able to manage your time well. You don't want to just jump right in and do whatever comes your way in the order that it shows up. It helps to create a daily to-do list. Look for tasks that have deadlines attached to them. Arrange things in priority order, identifying work that absolutely must get done that day. Try to intersperse smaller tasks that you can complete quickly with the big projects that you will extend over several days. This will let you refresh your thinking as well as get the satisfaction that comes with completing a job. If you have access to time management software and are comfortable using it, by all means do it. But you'll still need to use your head to create the input. Once you have your to-do list put together, move through the tasks in order. Check them off as you complete them. When you finish a big task, reward yourself. That's a good time to enjoy a second cup of coffee or take a quick walk around the block when the weather's nice. Short breaks also give you a chance to recharge and refocus. You should build a number of them into every workday. You will need to plan for interruptions too. No matter how many times you have told people not to bother you, interruptions will occur. The kids will need your help with a math problem that's stumping them. Your spouse will want to consult you about dinner. And it's amazing how people feel that because you're working at home, it's okay to call in the middle of the day to shoot the breeze. Post a sign on your office door telling people when you are interruptible. Let any call that's not from a coworker or client go to voicemail. If noise from inside or outside the house is a distraction, get a set of noise-canceling headphones. It's important not to create your own distractions either. No surfing the web, tweeting, or playing video games. Remember, while the desk you are sitting at is in your home, you're really still at work. While setting up your home office, structuring your workday, and figuring out how to manage your time are all important steps toward working at home, they all address external things. But you also need to take care of yourself. Over time, working from home can create a lot of stress, physically, mentally, and emotionally. A good way to start is by eating right. Studies have shown that eating more fruits and vegetables can result in better productivity, so you should have a balanced meal every day. Stay away from the refrigerator between meals. It can be tempting when it's right outside your office door. For an energy boost, have an orange, a cup of yogurt, or some mixed nuts. If you're going to drink alcohol, do it after you knock off for the day. It can dull your senses and cloud your judgment when you're working. Ironically, even though you're at home with a more flexible schedule, it can often be difficult to squeeze in some good exercise time. So try and get outside at least once a day. Power walking or jogging around the block several times can help to keep you fit. Letting some of the outside in can also be invigorating. Open the blinds and even the windows on a nice day. Lastly, working from home doesn't provide the same opportunity for social contact that working in your old office afforded. Reach out to coworkers and friends via telephone, email, texting, or even virtual chats. Talk about normal stuff. No work conversation allowed. As we've seen, working effectively from home requires planning, organization, and commitment. Let's review. Creating a separate office space is essential to be able to work from home. Establishing a structure for your workday will help to keep you focused. You will need to set ground rules regarding when you can be interrupted for anyone you will be sharing the house with during working hours. Time management is crucial to being productive when working from home. Don't neglect your personal wellness. Eat right and get regular exercise. Working from home can involve some significant challenges, but now that you know how to set up your workspace and organize your days, you can get down to the business of working from home productively.